What were they doing? They were pulling a SoftBank Special. That means they were literally lighting money on fire. WAG was trying to aggressively catch up to Rover. Puppies have cost SoftBank and their investors a lot of money. More troubles for SoftBank. God, it just doesn't get any easier. Who loves puppies? I love puppies. Unfortunately, SoftBank doesn't love puppies anymore. Actually, puppies have cost SoftBank and their investors a lot of money. So a couple of years ago, there's WAG and Rover. Those are the two big players. So WAG was kind of behind on the fundraising trajectory here. So this was Rover. Rover Q3 2017 raised $155 million. By Q4 2017, for WAG, they had raised $61 million. Kind of a little bit behind, right? This is WAG, $61 million, Q4 2017. This is Rover, Q3 2017, $155, roughly a third. They'd raised a third of the money that Rover had made. Okay, that's a pretty big head start, right? Bam! Look at this thing spike. That's SoftBank money. That's $300 million of SoftBank money. Boom! Coming in hot. Q1 2018. Apparently at about a $650 million valuation, I guess. I don't know if that's pre-money or post-money. Anyway, SoftBank has now sold its stake back to WAG. Interesting where WAG got the money from, but they've sold at least half of their stake back to WAG. The CEO of WAG left. This lady, she's now going to go run Shutterfly. Hillary Schneider, she's out of there. Apparently, WAG was running into a bunch of issues. Look when she took over. January 2018. I don't know. I can't zoom in on this. That says January 2018. Bam! $300 million hits the bank. Hillary's at the helm of this thing. Hillary burned through too much money. And now she's gone. She took this other job. Things weren't going so well for WAG. What were they doing? Oh, they were pulling a SoftBank Special. That means they were literally lighting money on fire to aggressively grow, right? Same thing that SoftBank told Adam Newman from WeWork, right? Just go, scale, run as fast as you can, Adam. Don't care about the bottom line. We need growth. Well, I guess the same message was given to WAG. WAG was trying to aggressively now catch up to Rover. I haven't heard as much rumblings about Rover. I mean, there are issues with dog walking in terms of the trust factor. You do hear stories about, unfortunately, dogs being hit or harmed or just crazy stories, which strikes fear in the hearts of any pet owner. My fiance doesn't trust them. She won't use them. Literally will not use them. And I joke about using them. So that means our dog gets walked to the park by one of us every day. It's a nice life. He lives a great life. But anyway, for anyone else that isn't able to work from home or have that free time to go walk their dog on their own, you're kind of stuck. What are you going to do? WAG or Rover? And they've had issues, but I don't think Rover was aggressively expanding and burning money. Remember, they were much farther ahead of WAG. So WAG was coming from behind. It took them less than 2 years to rinse through way too much money. Hillary's out. And now I think their head of product is taking over. They had to do a bunch of layoffs. Just an unfortunate place to be in. But that's the problem with raising so much money. When you raise so much money like that, you start to run the business without any grounding whatsoever. I mean, sure, when you are losing money and you're building a platform and you're burning through money, yes, you are going to take risks differently than if you are building the business profitably, okay? And you're putting growth at a much higher priority than obviously profits, right? But when you have that such a large influx of money and you have your lead investor telling you to go, 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 now that grounding or any semblance of grounding does not exist and you are just going and burning, clearly, a bunch of money. And that's the problem. Now, I think I think basically in the past few months, you've seen a wholesale change in the mentality of investors that basically aren't tolerating that just kind of growth at all costs type of mentality. So generally, I think that's a good thing. It was just not sustainable. Clearly, it caused a lot of, I think, pain and hardship. And ultimately, what this does is it hurts all the employees that join these businesses, a WAG, a WeWork, that join these businesses. Now their options are all underwater, or they're out of a job. And what it's also done to other platforms that are public, a Lyft, an Uber, that are not profitable, but I think will get to profitability, Lyft, Uber included. I think Uber will still dominate. But those employees' options, many of the new ones, those options are also underwater because the investor sentiment is now much harder, or I guess just much more realistic, that they're not tolerating these losses as much as they used to. Now, eventually, I think for the companies that do hit profitability, Lyft, Uber, et cetera, those shares will bounce back. But in the interim, for those employees that worked a lot and took deferred cash for equity compensation, they're stuck. So that's kind of the hard spot they're in. Hi, this is Alex from Winner Take All. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the content. Feel free to leave a comment, ask us questions, and definitely make sure to join us on our next live stream.